new Patriotic Party, Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, is expected to outline his economic policies ahead of 2028's elections. Although he has presented several significant proposals during the 2024 elections, he was unable to fully convince Ghanaians, as many of his opponents question the feasibility of those policies. Tonight, we examine what his new economic agenda may look like this time around and whether it would address past concerns and gain broader public confidence, including his past policies. Plus, the frontline build-up into its upcoming expose titled Workers of Iniquities. This and more coming up tonight. I am Kweku Annan, and of course, this is your GPS coming to you live from this very HQ here in the studios of CTV and across dozens tonight with the feed. We start from Sunyani, and Sunyani, of course, is piping the show on 88.1 FM. Western region is piping the show on Tadi 99.1 FM, and of course live in London on GOB broadcasting on modernghana.com and TuneIn. Still on GOB, the feed is on www.gobtv.tv plus Apple Music. The information super dial tonight is with a feed, of course, my CTVGH and the Frontline Ghana both. Take note, my CTVGH and the Frontline Ghana boats are active tonight, so you would have to call a friend, call a brother, plus the interactive segments on the WhatsApp line 0202973461. Keep bringing your messages. Many of you bore me a bet that, hey Kweku, it's been some time you were not reading our messages, but of course I throw my word. I'll read all your messages, so bring them. So I read, we clear our tray and all of that. Folks, it's a brand new week with this very month, February. Have gone, if you like. Have gone. And so sooner, it wouldn't be too long, the first quarter of the year would be gone. So that's about it. And the brand new week we just started, 16th February 2026, the year of our Lord. Folks, we welcome all viewers here in Ghana and around the world. This is Ghana's most biggest investigative magazine program. Of course, your reference point is where your GPS Global Public Square tonight. We have all the issues for you. And you know what? If you recall, on Friday, on Friday before we left, I told you that we have to stay, a while longer to, as it were, interrogate Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, the newly elected flag bearer of the NPP. Why must we do so, or why should we do this? We are to do this on one accord, or on one ground, that we have to interrogate his past, if you like, economic policies he outlined. Many of these, policies that he put them across with the belief that these policies would convince Ghanaians vote for him. Unfortunately, then the vice president and also the candidate for the new Patriotic Party could not go for glory. On the heels of these policies, question what brought about, what apparently decapitated his glory. Was it because of the ineffective delivery of those policies, or otherwise you may call it to be that Ghanaians didn't have the belief in those policies, or what was it? But it is of, a responsibility on us to take, another exclusive look, one more time exclusive look into those policies and begin to critique the policies. Whilst we do the critique, again, we await a new policies that will be coming this time around. And then we interrogate, what will be the new policies like? Ghanaians, follow me well. It is not for those of you who thinks that, oh, some feels that, oh, for Kweku is being mischievous. The way you think and the way you figure things is your mind pushing you there. But if you understand the core responsibility of the media, and you would understand why some journalists, like some of us, are helping the system, maybe not you, because you have a different idea or something of that sort as far as those candidates are concerned. So whatever that we say about the candidates, you obviously would find faults with it, no problem. That's your case. Allow the journalists to do our own thing. We believe that, hey, we need to give this policies that Bawumia outlined 2023 toward 2024 elections a piercing spotlight, and then interrogate why he couldn't make a landfall in those policies he brought about. Okay, put that aside. What will be his new policies this time around? 3 or 4 with those policies he's going to bring, he's going to showcase anytime soon toward 2028 be the same as this one, or what is it? These are the way I want Ghanaians. We have to think. Don't just embrace your politicians like that, please. Don't embrace them just because his candidates so and so is no. Let's go deeper. Let's think. Let's focus. Let's digest. Let's behave as humans with brains. Forget about one idiosyncrasy of the Ghanaian. When the Ghanaian is to go to the poll, and oftentimes when you ask the ordinary Ghanaian in the street, perhaps one of their weak link, listen to me, one of the weak links of the Ghanaian, including even the elite class, and when you ask them, can you do a better assessment about this person, why you think we should vote for example, if you are doing a random sampling or or asking some questions to be able to build a data about the individual, and when you ask them, what they will tell you is, he's a nice man, he's a tall man, and he's a giant, and he speaks well, and you see that the Ghanaian is completely empty. Meanwhile, this person is well knowledgeable person. He should be able to analyze this candidate based on a certain competence. Therefore, your questioning him should be able to let him bring all about his assessment and his know-how, and how the person would be able to maneuver and handle the nation's economy, which of course is going to put food on his table. He will not do that. All he's thinking about the candidate is the fact that the candidate is a nice man, he speaks well, his level of humility and this. But when the person finally go for glory and he's giving you inexplicable taxes, or he's putting a certain behavior that scores his levels of proclivity, then the Ghanaian will say, had we known, for this one, Charlie, 4 years to come, we will not vote. For this person, he's also and so. The Ghanaian always will do something, we call it afterthought situation. The afterthought situation is what the Ghanaian is pretty much interested in. But to be able to assess and understand where we are going and what we need to know before we cast the ballot, no, they will not do it. And I told you on Friday, the media is part of this, because the media is always eager. The media is on a certain drive. We want to move faster than anything, like beam light, to catch a glimpse of what is going on. And after doing so, we would again not explain the nicety of the story for it to descend down to the understanding of the ordinary Ghanaian. Folks, tonight we are giving you yet another batch of Bawumia's policies yesterday. We are waiting for Bawumia's policy today, but of course we want to stay a while longer and discuss Bawumia's policies yesterday. And then we figure out why those policies couldn't help Bawumia to catch a glimpse. Was it because it was not feasible, or Ghanaians were not convinced? He couldn't, fully convince Ghanaians about those policies. What will be his next policy in the next couple of days, weeks, months ahead of 2028? Folks, all these and more coming up. But still on the bill tonight, I'm sure now all of you are aware that there was a Russian national. I'm sure you know, many of you again have also spotted some of those bits and pieces of the video. There was, he's no more around. I'm sure he's gone. I'm told he's gone. So there was a Russian national here, stayed here. How many days, weeks, months, years? Nobody know. And what has this guy done? This Russian guy, we are told, lured a significant number of Ghanaian women into his abode, and slept with them. And so the state institutions are now up in arms. I heard Sam George yesterday, was it yesterday? Yes. The Minister of Communication says what? We are going to go hard. They are writing to the Russian embassy to, as it were, work out things quickly to extradite him. So what? What would you people do? The Russian man. Now listen, do not mistaken or by, as it were, reference, or think that I support the Russian man. No. But the Russian man apparently took this drive on grounds of what? Consensual. There was consensual. All of those women that, they were captured by some of these. Somebody called me this afternoon and said, Kweku, I kind of figure that your glass, you wear, many, types of glasses. So it looks as though your glass also what? Also captures as a camera. Eh? And I said, so what? if I have a camera on my spectacles, have I asked you to come and look at my face so you'll be captured? Leave me alone. So the question is, those women apparently were not forced into the man's bedroom or otherwise to be seen on his bed. It was a consensual move, correct? True or false? Begin to think about this. But I'm going to give you the hardest version about this Russian guy who dropped in here and lured a number of the Ghanaian ladies into his bed. Well, I've seen a couple of, these women out there talking, trying to psyche the minds of Ghanaians ahead of perhaps the bigger video would pop up. We are waiting. You see how your nation is? You see how your country looks like? You see how desperate some of your government officials are now, popping, breathing unevenly. They are breathing unevenly and trying hard to, as it were, jump to a cause. Is it the only person? Is the Russian guy the only person who has come to, as it were, cause sort of trouble that is affront to your rules and regulations and your fundamental laws? You think so? You think so? There's somebody sitting here in this country, also a foreigner. There is somebody sitting here in this country, he's a foreigner. And he came and decided that he would disobey the fundamental laws of this country, so bad beyond repairs, to the extent that today he has some support from even state institutions to be doing the things he's doing. You've forgotten, eh? Here on this platform, I think the first and second quarter of last year, we spent to talk about that case and it was like nobody's business. You've forgotten? Really? In the same manner, government officials are talking about the Russian guy. Go and talk about the Nigerian guy, the Igbo guy. Go and talk about him. Go and take him out. Guys, I don't want to be provoked to go into it, because I will definitely come on it. And I'm going to ask your ministers and your top government officials who they think they are. You see, sometimes like Friday when I open my lines, somebody will come and say, oh, Kweku, you know, the way we like your program and this. I agree, but Ghanaians, you think that the institutions mandated to do what? Task being paid by you and I, our taxes. You think what they're doing is enough for you? You think so? Hey, like seriously. The question I've been asking myself, so what other means should we or must we speak so it will make sense, it will drum home, it will ring a bell, and it will push, it will tickle your government officials to wake up to do the right thing? In fact, even as we walk into their corridors and we are telling them, we are giving them evidence, this, many will go behind the scenes and connive with the adversary and come back and destroy the ordinary Ghanaian. Hey, those of you who are saying Kweku, and I agree with you people, you think I have the pleasure to be throwing vulgar words at your leaders? Please, I'm well cultured. I was brought up well. Don't get it twisted. No, please. I'm sorry. Kweku, I was well brought up. But then again, may I say this quickly? I am to say this to you. If you were the one sitting behind here with all these cameras pointing, I'm sure your words would have been perhaps be harder than Kweku's words, given the circumstances of what you know as that of what Kweku know. And oftentimes I say, I wish I don't know what I know. Yeah. And knowing what you know on one hand, and then you believe that, hey, this man must do this right. So we all go through it, and the person deliberately will not do what is right. And that thing will go round back and eats all of us up. And then all you do is that we all begin to, throw our hands in despair to catch a glimpse of what? Oh God, come and help us. And of course, the very idiosyncrasy of the Ghanaian. Oh, let's go and pray. And then your fake, useless prophets would also come. And this one, if we don't pray, this and this is going to happen. And when a man go and find out from your prophet. Who among your prophets prophesied this year that a Russian guy was going to lure this number of women into bed? Tell me. Did any prophets prophesy this? God didn't reveal this to them. We were in this country when sometime last year a video popped up about a guy in is it Guinea or one of the African countries? Is it Guinea? Right? I'm sure it's Guinea. And this guy apparently has slept with a whole bunch of people in the very country, including even the president's what is it, the president's brother's wife or something. I mean, quite a nasty one. The Russian guy, do you know him? Do we have his picture there? Guys, do we have his picture? Yeah, he's the one here. Okay, so that's the Russian man. That's the Russian man with some, muzzles there. Okay, that's his face. So this is his camera. The spectacles he's wearing has all the cameras beside it and could film the Ghanaian women. Oh, Mobo. Do you know him? Whether he's a spy or he's on espionage mission or whatever mission that he was on. And of course, luring the Ghanaian women was also part of his mission, and he's gone. He's gone back to Russia. And your country's officials, your country's officials are calling him, or calling on the Russian government to what? To extradite him. Let me give you guys a short story. In the PNDC days, I think I've given a short story of this, a quick one. The US government tried, let's know, the US government tried to overthrow, the US government led by their, the Global Intelligence Agency, the CIA, and as part of the CIA's plotting to overthrow the PNDC government led by Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings. At that time, Kojochi Carter was the National Security Minister. Okay, now, in the preparation for the CIA to get the job done, the CIA rep at the US Embassy here in Accra, she was called Sharon Screenage. Now, Sharon Screenage was a high school graduate and apparently was, a typist, but was trained in Langley to know all about the CIA moves and all of that. Not too long thereafter, they posted this young lady here in Accra. And so, knowing the CIA operations and their proclivity of disliking what's in the Western world, they believe that we dislike this despotic leader, and so we have to get rid of it. Again, if you read the history of the CIA, there are many successful governments that the CIA has caused an overthrow. Two, and the first person was Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, you recall. So in the same spirit, they wanted to do that to the Rawlings administration. So this lady called Sharon Screenage was the lady on the beat. She was doing all the CIA gatherings and the files, and she was the one in charge of monitoring the PNDC government's operations. So Rawlings and his people, Rawlings together with Kojochi Carter and all those big guys who understands security and intelligence operations, guess what they did? So Rawlings and his people have spotted the move already. And you know what, when these intelligence officers come and they are in the country, there are so many areas they tap and they connect the people, and as they do so, they lure you and then they compromise you. By way of compromising you, is not just for the doing so. They want to extract certain information and then they send it back to the HQ. There is a reason why they are doing that. Sometimes part of it is also to ensure that they would cost an overthrow of the government, so they'll be able to establish their own corporate puppet government. And that was exactly what the CIA wanted to do to this very country. They wanted to clear Rawlings' administration so they'll be able to establish their own corporate puppet government. In the attempt to get this job done, Rawlings' cousin that many of you have heard of, Michael Susudis, has to go around this lady, Sharon Screenage, and apply what in intelligence gathering is a tool. We call it honey trap. Susudis has to apply what you call honey trap. In the honey trap operations, Susudis managed to lure this lady into his abode, and then a certain amorous relationship started. For all that I will tell you, the beginning and end of this story was that Susudis, however you may say, whether or not Susudis loved this Sharon girl or otherwise, but Susudis was much more on top of something bigger than the lady knew of. The lady was somebody who was not really trained in many of, whatever it is, and many programs that this lady attended with Susudis. She was of the view that, it was like a real kind of a love affair, unknown to her that Susudis wanted something bigger than her. So the honey trap worked out. And before the eye of Sharon, Susudis has plucked all the information as to the conspiracy ploy of the CIA in their quest to overthrow the PNDC government. And when Susudis managed to plug all those informations, even until then, the PNDC government would know or not that the US Marines were just at the shore ready to pounce in. Yeah. And when Susudis plug all this information, quickly, he relayed the information to Captain Kojo Chikata. And Captain Kojo Chikata quickly radioed to all the communist nations, including Havana and then Mother Russia, for them to be on high alert, and told them that the US government want to cause a stir. And because at the time, in the PNDC era, the partners of the PNDC were those persons I've mentioned, or those countries, Cuba, Russia, Venezuela, and all of those communist states. And in no time, the CIA realized that their conspiracy ploy to topple the PNDC government, has foiled. And that was the end of story. The Lady Sharon was called back to Washington, Langley. All right? And they have to put the lady through what you call polygraph. A polygraph was to assess Sharon's brain, how she thinks, what was her demeanor, and what Sharon felt, whether or not that was indeed a relationship or whatever, because in intelligence field, so many things happen. The person perhaps is a pretender. He or she is looking for something, and that's intelligence we call a honey trap. When they assess the lady through their polygraph, they realize that no, the lady apparently was having a trouble back home before she came to Accra with her husband. And so the CIA have to play another move, and this time they ensure that no, listen, we will not allow listen to me, Ghanaians, we will not allow Susudis to go free. So you know what, look, the lady is in our country. Can you imagine that the CIA is plotting to overthrow the government, whether that government is a despotic government or otherwise, whichever? That's a sovereign nation. It is within our right to say we don't like the Rawlings administration or otherwise. It is not the US government to come and determine. By the way, what kind of democracy are you trying to establish? You are not the one to tell us, the rules of the rudiments of the game. So we owe it right to topple any machinations or whatever you are trying to, push across. But guess what? Whilst the lady was in the US, they again activated another move and made the lady feel that, hey, go back and try and play back, throw that same game plan to Susudis and let Susudis feel that, we are back on the honey trap game. But of course, Susudis know what was going on. So Susudis apparently also boarded a plane, landed at the US, and when he landed, then the CIA have prepared what you call a safe house where this lady was apparently hiding. So when Susudis arrived, she told Susudis to meet her at this particular location. So when Susudis went there, not less or more, in a matter of 10 minutes, the whole building was surrounded by the FBI, the Federal Bureau, and Susudis was arrested. You are coming to overthrow our government, and we managed to use an intelligence, access to grab you and disable you. And then we realized that this was your mission. Now you want to arrest our national. And you know what? They sentenced Susudis to 20 years imprisonment. Later, we have to do what you call swap. Yeah. A lot of top Ghanaians at the elite class and the apex of leadership have been compromised by the CIA to fight your government. Listen, Ghanaians. and including renowned lawyers who in this country. Yeah. Lawyer Kujato, is he around? The renowned lawyer Kujato. He would have to tell a story one day, or perhaps write a book. Yeah. The end game of this is a whole long story, but then guess what happened? The PNDC government has to do this. That listen, all those Ghanaian collaborators of the CIA would have to be extradited. They have to, expatriate all of them. Go, all of them. They are Ghanaians, so but let's push them to the United States government and swap with Susudis. That's exactly what happened. Okay, that is exactly what happened. So when you see people roaming in and out, they are foreigners, and you think that you can just go and paddy them, or you can just go and friend them, or when they call and then all sorts of you are playing. Listen, let me tell you guys another story. Your former national security coordinator here in the ex-Wal Akufo-Addo's government, he's called what? Kweku Asmeni. Do you know what? This Kweku Asmeni guy met 3 young American nationals. And of course, Kweku Asmeni has that proclivity of womanizing, and thought that he could still go his way out and be sleeping around. Little he knew, those young American nationals were spies. Yeah, they were spies. And if I tell you the information they gathered from your former national security coordinator, Edward Kweku Asmeni, you will be shocked and it will blow your mind. Here. Yeah. Please, Ghanaians, we've reached an era. The game keeps changing. The status quo isn't the same. So the governments in Africa, open your eyes and shine your eyes. We'll come to this issue, and I'm going to break it harder for your government. All right? Like I said, so you know why this Susudis matter, Michael Susudis matter, eventually, what happened was that Susudis later was deported back home, and he never went to US again until Susudis passed on. Yeah. And those Ghanaians who were exchanged, ask me, where are they today? They are here. They are back in Ghana. This is how a certain group of people within the elite class, some are renowned lawyers, some were politicians, and many men in their own standard, they betrayed this country's what? Sovereignty, integrity, and credibility in the era of the PNDC government. They betrayed this country. And they are here. Some are still here talking. They got the nerves. They are talking. Yet they betrayed this country in the hands of a foreign intelligence agency. Really? What time is it, man? When they are walking around, you think they are here for your whatever, your comfort. Really? Okay. Still on the bill, the fake pastors and the prophecies tonight. We have a build-up for you. And be mindful, the expose is going to come, and it's coming like a tsunami anytime soon. Folks, let's get started. And I didn't come here be the net. Ora Bawumia, baby, as I say, I didn't draw no. You didn't draw say. You didn't draw say. See, I know baby, ye nanama ye kono. Ye kono say. Ye babe she ne policies are or de babe to form ne now the atene say in say enche ora Bawumia the policies be ba but ene ye bu company ahwe say sa policy na be den but before no ye hwa de bi say policy na no de to ho for 2023 to 2024 elections no anko yi ama no de ntia ye be pensen sa policies no ne ya hwe say anso sa policies no eno so na wo mo be ye de brone be ka say recycle no ma send about this time around and I said and inti ni abre ye yes ano ye de obi anim owura Bawumia me penasem wo hwe Bawumia kura Bawumia ti kura ya esemiti ye na eti round bisa Bawumia minim so e kwadra na so e kwa me penasem pa ade bi Bawumia kura wa ye am say nra wo mekohia adeda wo mo ho ase afin so wato olive branch na edi ama ne colleagues ne say wo mu na na yem fan chair obi am fan chair mo fan chair and na yem fan chair ye ho ani sa ne on so no enti ye bebu company ahwe sa policies ne say na emu etisen so no na ye de nyoma atoto kama ate enti mensuru kra ebiom enkomo bi si dapono so ye say Russia ni bi nso so abura krom ha na Russia ni bae no Ghana mba no wabe chichi bebre egu honom no wabo mu na ha mu mpre wabo ma ha mu mpre o gididi pa ama chese ema ne bebre ya ka say enisu bidie abom so me bebre kra aba confess me sure say bebre na by the close of the year no omu na be wo Russians me wo Russia from Russia from kra nenzo oben muduabo Ghana ma bebre muduabo dodo ebi abasemi abasema ehwehwe no obi afre no na ni sisi ni pen na se mu ha dwen Ghana mema na efre mu anche monko enam so ebro ni ti mehu mama yese na mu ha de mehu hwemeni ase madamfo agbeni bi no kan so me de betu weni ase me de betu wehu mehu mu hwe ni sei so ho udiabo dodo aden hwe Russia ni o we Russia ni ukwohwe na ha mu a de sen ho kra nhye da nya papa bia pegane ni bema utim say yes adimu ohyemu esotre baye kama baye ho adwuma ho ababa eno ne ye hwehwe musi yei mu mpe na hwe o Valentine hwe kwan ode mma ya faso wo mema chese omu di atrenchie wo ne fi ho we kono we chese am say bi kra bobo nsa ho na we hwe woni ya na hanso meso me check ma de na mudidi mo ho nkom aden but na mi bi sa wo mpanimfo ne say Ghana mpanimfo yi bambo ben na mwanka sampo mesiesie di ama Ghana ni na hemuti krom ha o yete memu ha ibo ni bi abetena memu ha o ono ba be bono ho safohini wa ha wono ba hye no ho ohini o ema Ghana institutions, the chieftaincy institution and many state parastatals wo mu na obi afon plus your security organizations no we say ade o ye no pono affront and na mono no so hwe besi bra e mayor mu free Nigeria ebo wo Ghana ha na eno no dia Russia ni ye no eno nsunsun ebe na ewo mu okay my friend insiwe ye baso asofo akohwifo na brabafo adadafo ye no wo mo eba bebo mpunumpu expose ni de Jack expose na no odene na expose no nso de base tsunami obia expose ni bawo eba big base tsunami ntimisrawo bomadian na yeden na pe akonua tena so na yemfa expose ni mrama enyefe kama wate ubetinsem wenne ene de ebe kukudam asofo kukudam ebi wo ma me respect wo mo pa but it's unfortunate and nyoma wo ma ye no kwaku oman mo se no dodo ebre aso se ye rescue oman folks guys anadwima minimum ni nkomo ketobe biogas expert for a push me ema me no e be din nkomo na biogas for no ane adia ye try no say and then me pese minimum e discuss boho oze nyoma ne dawson but ebri minimum kase a galamsey susu namwa essay nyoma bi wo memu ana media me recommend the boho project na amount e kire say efie biara mu no samu tu boho la enche ensahwe na emfa bibia so ma boho na wo hwe no ye ne yetu boho ne kese pa make say minue bi owa America ai se me boni di na yeyi anchema bo ochine ya omo diska na eba na me yakohwe ne ekutu bi ama na kama wate ani o na wo nze he boho ne yetu no ma yentu wo fie ho yetu wo fie ho a wo betimi ayi su boho ni suo no e wo fie ho na mo de ayi bibia mo pese mo de ye ebiom mo betumi nso ayeden aton boho li nsuo yi bi nso ma eno nso ade edisika aba particularly Ghana for na mo abrochi memhwe ne sey say fie ho ne ye bia eye okay a ubetinya ma ye betu boho ni bia mawa de mo be ya ne say wo mutu no mo ton nsuo no sika ubenya no say sika na ehwe ebusua ehwe school nkra ehwe bibia ene wo madidiem dan say wo toka na car no woto ne saying fa ne say bia woto ne $1,000 na wa ba be a duty of bear saying $5,000 nyansa be ne wom na wi a ya se yi car na kwa registration na ye de car na ye dwuma ye de ye dwuma ne ye say car ni breaker saying ye say car ne shocks ebu ye say car na okọ na bibi fa ha na ye sesene ha ensem ni confusion na ensem be brain enti na wotwe bosume ba car na ground yeso untimi nyeska emfama ebusuafo me advice so say mayin tu boho na bo no monton nsuo no na nsuo ni ntumi yeden emmo ebusua no ho bra uye ni free wa many of you so mo site mo sisi dan any other projects bebre brano dia mo ya ne say tanker e di nsuo e ba site on amodi ye adwuma nti imagine say a week na tanker no ko be 3 times yet si boho e wo site ho e na boho na pump nsuo no e wo from wode ba eno anu wewie including real estate for no a mutie me no my yembe 2 boreholes bear 3 or 4 ewo ho na en wan say I build a tank kese na edi so na ya pumping so na gum en wan no we you don't need to go outside mo so a mo pese mo ye ne domestic na mo ton no obi tumi wo say bia area bi wo a bibia wo no ensuo eni ho nti ebetumi betu bia ma wo nko a na wo no waye ne say the whole area no obe connect obe ma plumber aba na wa connect pipe no dia ko efie bia be 10 20 na omu bu nsuo no bosome na wa den na wa je water eno ano no o connect ma omo a bosome obi antu ese omu ntu ese can you imagine say eno kra ni sika oso benya de egu boto menye sika keto whilst o ton nsuo ni so bi mo nso amopese mo ko sa project we mu usuru say wo ya e bia na obi ebe diska no unima de ebetimi ayama e ma o de monitor ebetimi esi camera ewo ho na camera na monitor project no ntiske bia enipa no o tuer bia no yehu ne ye den ne ye hwe e de ama ntimisrew emma bibi enye den en how cry ntimisremo ebrie yi wo me borehole ho abeye very important even here in the capital baby insuo emma insuo senkran insuo weja daheya insuo akese etwe enwehia enso nye baby ana nsuo eba they make Ghana for bebre munim obi o ma wo ko mo fie a nsuo no ba na awotwe ebi so ma 2 days 3 days and nsuo aba I mean what the 21st century me de me na me papa e water penny o nti nsuo de me mfa enye ade ni dum light na nsuo ehia me pa zone bebre so na minim say nsuo so hia mo e ma mo de ayere but can you imagine say nsuo ni emba e yo how kese asma me ke tie ni yo biogas expert phone yekuta sa project we big ye nyoma bebre ye numbers ne down no utimi extra number na we save e wo WhatsApp so na why den wafre ofre na obi amfa mesro ye nwane nto wirim ye nko ba bia ye kwakọ ye adwuma nti eno an se obeja WhatsApp message e wo so na odi amaye ene down 055 589 3001 and 0546205377 Mrs. William 0546205377 and 0555893001 now ni edin komo ne bibia no aiden aye kama ama wate and so just gone past na biogas expert engineers e be boho fefe e de amount minua bia o hwe me sabriwe obema me kwako tuni di ama me tu a on metwa video nam de abecho obema kwan so na maboni din na wetimi ho mama kan 1 or 2 message or say good evening senior Brakweku and everyone Prince Daniel say good job konfo me jiri da wosu hu ye pam we so say Kweku good evening good evening Brakweku how are you me din bra nka ho makasa you can add bra to my name. It's not also Mr. Just call me Kweku and you are done. Simple, easy, man. Kweku, have you heard about the establishment of another Nigerian, for that matter, Yoruba kingdom in Kaswa? Not that I know of. Nina no Ghana Penifono and Yadini down. Folks, tonight, so we go on our major up next politics of today. Politics of today tonight, we examine what to expect from the new economic direction of the new Patriotic Party's flag bearer, Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, we revisit policies presented during the 2024 elections, proposals that many critics argued were not feasible and which ultimately failed to win broader public confidence. We also explore the growing concerns about the rise of self-styled prophets entering the political space and the implication of attempt to formalize their influence. Plus, we review our frontline build-up toward a major expose on the ministry of Christ titled Workers of Iniquities. The ebe na makachro deda mayenhwe Bawumia policies are nano no de beto nti yehwe nano no pastor ye watwene mu so hwe enne nti policy be no de beba enne yehwe se de beko but ye bu company ahwe nano no say na etesen ne yahwe say de ode band no kekansie ne ebe the same anase nsakra ebebim. Over the weekend yate say Bawumia so atonkra frɛ ne fene say the competitors no ne ade. Now, for me, it was a very good thing, and I need to commend him. We are learning from the grapevine. I don't know how true it is. One of the candidates not in on forming a party. It's an allegation in the air. Even though I say clarity there, but I don't know how true it is. But we are learning. Say the second roundup, no, or no, I don't know how true it is, but I think as time goes on, we'll definitely get into all of that. Now, tonight, we discussed Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia outlined numerous policy directions in 2023 ahead of 2024 elections, but they ultimately failed to convince many Ghanaians. Shouldn't the policy be on the buy? Ultimately, say policy way. Say bado, say nye bado, but ye yachre no, ye yachre Ghana. Now, what's what transit? No way assessment. Obey Bawumia. No one catches say, Chief. Winner. Media for no quickwana ne dom no mu yi chire Ghana for we na mwayo nzie sakremo. He gave one policy be na saying no keka ne nsem ne die be so ntine ma Bawumia obe outlining these policies. We take a listen to him.
Economy is going to grow and grow and grow, and we will have jobs and jobs and jobs.
But if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you.
People of Cape Coast, I have good news for you. We are building a new harbor in Cape Coast and a new airport in Cape Coast.
Unfortunately for Bawumia, it took his own president to expose him.
So as far as the harbor, we have to be very clear in our mind. We never committed ourselves. I never said I was going to build a harbor in Cape Coast. I said I was going to build a landing site.
We don't have to borrow money from anywhere. Just toll the various sections of the road and we'll raise the money to do the roads in Ghana.
It doesn't mean we will not borrow money. It only means that we are going to borrow responsibly and not recklessly. No government can say they won't borrow money. That is ridiculous.
We are going to make sure we bring in a new economic model and make sure the money will come down to our villages for everybody to get that share of the money.
We will shift the focus of economic policy away from taxation to production. So we are going to move away from taxation to production.
If you gave me 1,000 interchanges and a Ghana card, I'll choose the Ghana card because it has more impact on the view and that we should not tax mobile money, because mobile money transactions, a lot of the people who are using these transactions are very poor people. The most important project here in the north since independence, the Pualugu Dam project.
Okay.
Is the biggest investment. Say we're drawing books since independence.
Okay. Like I watch it.
Government buy Pualugu Dam. But we're here as a signature project and in Ebeda number one, so there's no doubt about that. I have no doubt in my mind, and I was championing the Pualugu Dam. We have not yet been able to do it, but by the grace of God, I believe we are going to do the Pualugu Dam. It has to be done. Otherwise, if I do everything now, if I could, what would I do when I come into office? I mean, how can you do everything now?
When the way cafe.
So after watching this video,
God,
do you think Bawumia is a liar? Tell me what you think about this in the comment section. See you in my next video.
So that's then was candidates Bawumia, again the vice president, former vice president, and jobs and jobs and jobs and jobs. No, it's the former vice president. And you social policies we are Bawumia touted her. Would you say by listening to this, would this fully convince the Ghanaian to vote for Bawumia? The answer is palpable no. We intimate Bawumia will go for glory. That is why we are doing what we are to do today, to help him craft yet another good policy. And let's see how the game will go. Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia again made what critics describe as a dangerous political statement, urging people in the north to vote for him to carry on his mantle for 8 years instead of supporting a candidate whose tenure would last only 4 years, a move seen by some as playing the northern card agenda. Tie Saadi Weya, Dr. Bawumia, Ekoye was wrong. At the time on Ura John Mahama, Edi Agrono, Oma Esro no enya impression bi. Edwin se womunwi se ensusu se ehuni se. No mon feel se. Ura John Mahama die, ono otwemu akọ 4 years pe. Na 4 years no okwa on mebium. According to the constitution, etre John Mahama die okwa on mebium. So Bawumia was creating some impression we ama the people of the north. So omontia se mo omonto abanema John Mahama. Nemum omonto abanema ono Bawumia. Sentini se ono no owo a stretch of 8 years to rule this country. But you see, here comes the danger. Bawumia and twaso and can chrom say no, wait a minute. 8 years no so enye automatic. Say and so didn't can call 4 years answer. Or call 4 years now, then it will be the nordness now so part of a responsibility. Say, when we renew the mandate, and also say, what make us say 4 years is enough. So no, sack game way, politics way was being played up north by Bawumia. The MBC say, oh yes, Sampono, or corn say, no can same way to Masumuno, and the whole of the 3 northern regions. And omususu ne saying, or modern ne saying, and omofan is saying, and omoto abanaman wanasa nye. Take a listen to Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia.
If you vote for Bawumia, by the grace of God, inshallah, Bawumia will be president for 8 years. But we know that when the presidency leaves the north, it is not likely to come back for a long time, isn't it? If any of the 2 of us finishes their term, the presidency is going to other regions. We have 11 other regions, isn't it? It will take a long time for the presidency to come back to the north, isn't it? Then if that is the case, between 8 years as president and 4 years as president, which one do you want? 8 years or 4 years? 8 years or 4 years? In that case, we need to vote for Dr. Bawumia, and we need to vote for Honorable James here, so that we can come and do the work. John Mahama has failed us. We have done a lot more work than the NDC. So the people of Wa West, the people of Wishao, our chiefs, our fathers and mothers, this is something that is good for all of us. It's good for the North. Let us try the MPP. Vote for us. We are already working, but we will work even more and harder if you make me president and James the member of parliament.
The people of Wa womutie but bisa so omu di edwuma na. Enti bisa se omutie candidate no. Ade no omuntie Ora Bawumia. So these are some of the policies I ever see BB so the chrom. So this year we are waiting for Bawumia's policy lineup for 2028. In another policy outline on the 24-hour economy, Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia presented the idea to Ghanaians, but this appeared to contrast sharply with his running mate, Dr. Opoku Prempeh, who has suggested it may not be feasible. Bawumia say, so whilst John Mahama kind of saying, touted 24-hour in the economy, now MPP so on the same, but your best part a point. Then the MPP were trying to, fix the NDC. Said no, NDC for not still home policies. Between Bawumia and John Mahama, who said what? But we heard John Mahama echoed loudly, and if you recall, at a point, a funny mantra before John Mahama about the 24-hour economy. Trust me, guys. I can tell Ghanaians, John Dramani Mahama 24-hour economy he touted, opened the floodgates. Many people could swallow, were convinced. I, Kweku, was convinced as far as John Mahama was concerned. And whether now 24-hour economy is working or otherwise, here we are. But then on the flip side of the incumbent, and that's Bawumia. When Bawumia was touting this, his running mates on a sharp contrast on a different flip. Why? Question remain. Were both running the campaign from the same bedroom, from the same table, or the campaign were running from separate bedrooms yet concurrent? Which one? Take a listen to why this became something I don't know how to describe it. Listen to them.
Today, there are many businesses that are already open for 24 hours. Hospitals are open for 24 hours. You can buy electricity 24 hours. Today, there are many businesses that are already open for 24 hours. Hospitals are open for 24 hours. You can buy electricity 24 hours. Today, there are many businesses that are already open for 24 hours. Hospitals are open for 24 hours. You can buy electricity 24 hours. Today, there are many businesses that are already open for 24 hours. Hospitals are open for 24 hours. You can buy electricity 24 hours.
I mean, you can make your judgments. So, I mean, the question remains, we're both singing from the same hymn book, or Bawumia was singing from the left hymn book, and then Matthew Opoku Prempeh was also singing from another hymn book. Why? Why did we see this? Why MPP experienced this? Is it going to be the same running mates this time around? I don't know. During a media encounter, While serving as vice president, Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia explained proposed tax policies but said implementation would depend on becoming president. Zamobe Kaya osan koye media encounter ne. Na media encounter no honso so taute policies be tax policies be nasefom. Say because at that time Bawumia is still the vice president too. Into obetimi it doesn't matter how many days more to go because near what campaign him. Into obetimi ama sa taxes no aye adwuma ema na boa. It doesn't matter, oh, this is Ghana for you. So, Fanny say 1 month to Krana, near to Wana Bawumia, but so was a Mobekaya. Even at a point, there was a pressure on them, say, Womunyi sa a kind of same, sa a communication levy with Gramo friends and the DBB Bizano. Okay. So, Umini and Fro. Pressure was on Bawumia to get the job done, but around that time, Bawumia still has a bit of time to push those, policies there, because we know that at that time, Akufo-Addo has reached his lame duck period. Give way to Bawumia. You need to say into your mind. So Bawumia was still Jinasim so say, just will be the president and sana. Why wait? No, Ghana for the GDM or sana. But that's how things turn up. Take a listen to him with a media encounter.
We wanted to do these tax reforms, import duty, flat tax, tax amnesty, and so on. But why don't I do it now? And why do I want to? I must have a manifesto, otherwise if I do everything now, if I could, what would I do when I come into office? I mean, we wanted to do these tax reforms, import duty, flat tax, tax amnesty, and so on. But why don't I do it now? And why do I want to? I must have a manifesto, otherwise if I do everything now, if I could, what would I do when I come into office? I mean, we wanted to do these tax reforms, import duty, flat tax, tax amnesty, and so on. But why don't I do it now? And why do I want to? I must have a manifesto, otherwise if I do everything now, if I could, what would I do when I come into office? I mean, we wanted to do these tax reforms, import duty, flat tax, tax amnesty, and so on. But why don't I do it now? And why do I want to? I must have a manifesto, otherwise if I do everything now, if I could, what would I do when I come into office? I mean,
hey, Bawumia, so was CDBO. How would I do this if I come into office? Hey, let me slow man. Let me slow man. Pa, na VCB unyan teshe wa na bibisa. Folks, so tonight we present this very policies to you, and then gauge if this is feasible. I don't know, but then again, if it was feasible, I am to say that about the saying and a Ghana for Nantuaba Bawumia. So then, critics may be right. Say, any feasible, and ya no implement here be. But senani na so wo na be ya 8 solid years. A day na no more train. Say when me na e wo ho. And no mo ye be ya 24 hours ni hwan na sefo 8 years no more ye day. There were certain policies be on the buyer. For me, it was untenable. Therefore, no meeting ye bia to no de bia be shaha and as ye drew baby COVID levy na na so da Ghana for it. So aden COVID levy. Hwe kwanya mo de Ghana for no fa so e wo airport ho. Company bia near from saying frontiers for Ghana for po basabas. Why na no mo share sa frontiers edwumako num. They gathered billions and billions. Frontiers, oh, maybe say and a frontiers, woman could go Ghana consolidated fund. When I'm comes ye, Quakunabutre, Yabutre, show Mate, e kuro ne de oman ne de yen na yetimu o na mo bi mbeka se kwaku eduru ba bi no na enche wo ya ye okonfo panemu wa ye okonfo bone but 7 prediasa me ye okonfo pay ya me tufui na me ka me boso asemi a say ma me nya dien ebebo na ebo a ye na yetimu bio eni obebre etwetwa no ekwa na ebesi na nem ekokoko ya na ebesi na nem na nime bia de dedi ma yehu se asem ya ye kan Ghana mpanimfoi mun shine mani na mun hwe ni yo na ebeye nsu yiri eyiri yen o kan mo se ye ntiase ye mfa nya adwuma asofo adadafo asofo mo ya kromfo asofo mo ye nabrabafo criminals and thieves makaka obi no so zo we kwana de ona asofo de mfa hands in hell and so making and asofo no be what is right nchenya anunie wo mo kokokokokoko no makodi wo nyama na sem no na o masen den na o masen agu mo ni ase na afidi e kan no se ye ne e kan yo se nye ne e kan yo na o mo ni megu ase poto se se na anua. You see, your men, these self-style crooks, thieves, and rogues, rats, ragamuffins, they are trying hard to, as it were, make themselves present and creep into Ghana's body politics so that we accept them. But we are sure say many of you, Mate, the Ekoso, Ewo, Paul Kagame, Nkrumah, Rwanda, Mate. And sorry saying, Ena Paul Kagame, we're closing it down. What is that? What is your figure no? And sorry saying over 6,000 churches what Rwanda we're closing in now. Office saying kwasiasem and menene ya adwene. Ghana must experience the same. Ghana must experience some of the charges in this country. See a trade jakran ye disom ya shini na. Ebinuma tranta abodem ye dede tuetua so ahyem basa stupidity afom wedi. We see a trade jasom ya shino. Chase all of them out of town. They are a bunch of useless crooks, rats, ragamuffins, rascals, and rogues, good for nothing. Come and sow a seed. Come and sow this. Come and sow that. The posofo bit me bold. A bit studio. Now I catch him say, God said I should let so and so. Womun sow seed. No match them or Bible. Say him funny and coupon say on sow seed. You know. Hifa mu wi ana mu be di atrachiri nipa se ani o ye de sow seed no e kwa akoyo nyankopon adwuma but nyankopon waka cho se kwagigi skipi na kwa ni adwuma waka sa akira wo hifa meba mo so enche but before no mayemra the Russian issues no so we believe a Russian national visited Ghana and during his stay entered into consensual relationship with several women. He later shared private images of these women on social media without their consent and has since left the country. The ayatini na ne se Russia ni bi abomemu ha ene Ghana for ma bebre ene o ma bebe nya aketima kapen agro edi wayere no hu yie papa abo bebre ebi o ma so left o mo legs ebi si butubutu empa no so ebi si o mu a wo mu gina ho wo mu butu ho ena wo mu ye de o mo ye ena o hwe na o mo ye de o mo ye. Now Ghanaians, however said Bebre, this is most describe a regrettable situation. The key issues the Ghanaian authorities should examine including the following. And Newma as a Ghana penny for any the state authorities, as Mate said, Ora Sam George, the Minister of Communication, Ekeka said, Wamo Ebe Church or Krata be their command. the Russian diaben and you may be a samushe and I'm a bebo bosachum. No mumisa wom say, what my exercise here may become one semiana. 1. What information or records were obtained about this Russian national upon his entry into the country? Mumisa mumbeni mfono. Say, Russia ni obaye and shishemu bay and amoye record bay and amowo ebra papay ora Ghana as asisua record bay and amowo about him. Number 2, was he properly profiled to determine the purpose of his visit? Yamiki nane say also the state authorities mu ye nhwehwemu bi ehu ne bobia ene ni nipa ban ene sentia ode aba Ghana asasi so mu ye sa de no anam eno no ye ken na hwan ni madwuma ene na so mo ye sa immigration for. Yes, na de ko immigration for ade o mo te airport o mo ye. Some of your immigration officers are busy demanding little money here and there. Ghana for na bano mo penteme free akwa pe o mahumijimi ahumbi no ma je no. There be immigration officers be are so busy e wo airport ho. Ghanaians, you think it's funny? Me the me kanama ko e kan be ja ho. Etimi bisa profiling ben and mo yesa papa we. And any other national bia onye Ghana ni we be raha mpom prempren aye kase. Number 3, Number 3, mamimbi samo. Did the authorities established the duration of his what intended stay? Days, weeks, months, or if you like, years. I feel more immigration in Pennyvoy. More to me, say, mu say. And so, and Pendud was saying, a bread was saying, and Opeso di Ghana. In Kratemuno, ne so di 1 week or ha. And I say, Odi, me fan said da pain. And I say, so di Busume, and Ampo Afe, a Musaying, and a war record. No so. Sene so di Bosumia. The intent we stay for all this while. No, with me, cause this atrocity against this nation. Number 4, have these matters been verified? Listen, have these matters been verified? And if so, what findings have been confirmed or disproved by the relevant agencies, including the Ghana Immigration Service? The Amakan Nano. Nhwehwemu bi akoso anase nhwehwemu bi nkoso na den ena motumi hu a ese e ka hwasem. Relevant state authorities today, many citizens are asking what has become of those earlier concerns and what actions, if any, the government of Ghana has taken in response. Oh, ye bibia say dia ye bia na se bin preduasa eya na den ya adwen enye den enna dia ye no. It should be placed on record that even if the Ghanaian authorities succeed, Muntio, I am placing on record that if the Ghanaian authorities succeed in extraditing this Russian national to Ghana, may I say, the damage has already been done. The incident has caused harm to the individuals affected and has also impacted the country's embarrassment to Ghana's dignity, period. More than about Manfadam Bo. Bonibia es woodie. Mopa Mofanimra, Namomana Foreign Squad. It is neither here nor there. The harm has already been caused. Was say Ghana's image, a form of disgrace and embarrassment and humiliation be our cause Ghana. In the international community, our dignity soiled. Now Ghana Frontier. Not long ago, a self-styled, self-acclaimed and self-imposed Nigerian national of Igbo descent by name Chukwudi Jude arrived in Ghana and proclaimed himself a king, even appointed a parallel sub-chiefs across the country. Something that is terribly affront to the fundamental laws of this country, particularly the Chieftaincy Acts and many laws of this country, plus the constitution of this country. Folks, what happened? This development sparked widespread concern among Ghanaians at home and abroad, leading to what? Strong public agitation and multiple petitions submitted to what? The relevant state authorities. Today, many citizens are asking what has become of those earlier concerns and what actions, if any, government of Ghana has taken in response. Yeti ha, where the enquetiro, where the saw a Russian, where the ya at our nose, a Nigerian national, ebe raw memuha, or on your Ghana ni, or your Iboni, be where Ghana ha, ebe si a himfo. Wabebe bona himfo ewo memwa at the same time ono ti memwa a friend who say oyo hini wo memwa eranom na se nipa yetumi ahwe Ghana mpenifo nim asan esisi na himfo all over all the regional capitals na Ghana mpenifo yiyi masutira mo se asemwe muntibida o ema sa Nigeria ni e de nyanso ho ene aniama ho atno memu ha e Ghana mpenifo any institutions and all the parasites e bu omunintia na nya Ghana mpenifo nya masede we de he ya o nya Russia ni o. All right, na de ya hu dwiri ni se e bra Nigeria ni ya na adwen se aha no wo no osom ono ne nationals no no ne nationals e Igbo for na babonten aiden Ababedina said they don't even know him from anywhere. And I refi. Even at the peril of say, the Igbo community in Ghana denied himself. Not the Ghanaian authorities, your Ministry of Interior, as so Monte said, Assembly why is here. All right, and then they are musu. Na muni madia Igbo ni why? Muni manyoma Ibonino ene ne dom wonu mo ye boni a wo medi e wo Ghana asase so aye kan ya Ghana mpinimfo manfa asem bi anya asem ye nko ba bia he ya ne wo ye betena ha ne ya chi ye be chi ni na kama fefefe ote ye nko ba bia hwinzi yo Russia ne munya no. Reports have also emerged alleging that through these individuals' activities, a number of Nigerian women have entered Ghana and are engaging in unlawful activities, including prostitution, which contravene the laws of the country. These reports have generated public concern, with many citizens questioning whether the relevant authorities, including the Ghana Police Service, have adequately investigated and addressed the matter. The answer to this is what? Mystery. Folks, yeteha allegations upon allegations ebe pia mu se papai enam ne so Nigeria for emesiru emaiwa ahodo even some of them were underage. Wonu nya be gugan ha bonini samonia wonu mu ye any sebe prostitution a mo accuse friends Russian is wabebo ashawo so abeden eno no difference be na wo yete ha and someone yetete na say papa in Nigeria ni enam no so and sa mai woni na ebegu ha ye ka say bebre no mu na gugu Ghana Togo embassy ni other places a Ghana for munim deda mumi sam Ghana mpinifo your security services and your national security, the Ministry of Interior, Immigration Service, and all my council. And the more bay and omutie, if you are near here. Kweku, mekasa meko huntina, because almost for the eduma. Make us say this platform, actual a petition, their common wine, Mutaka, our year Interior Minister. No, Mr. Say, we treat the response in Aba. Etebra Russia nino ote hanom na all your Ghanaian women and mano edwo mu reni fie ho eyo omsane na Ministry of Interior no mo hemfa data bank enam wo no enam o trokrata akoma hwan the Russian embassy so here or extradite nipa dem ha. One big I described stupidity and foolishness. And I don't think say come on. You think the Russian government at what time Ghanaians bodate to na mo here bibia asem we be kwakwasie. I'm telling you guys. Listen, Ghana nyama fe Russia. There be. Me say nyama fe the Russian government, nyama fe Russian government. No. Okay? The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, anyway, what's the name of the other guy? Sam George. Mu be careful, amunye careful. Be very careful, Namanka Sana, you not be swallowed. The Russian government in a contend with the world power. Okay? Go and read the history between the US and the Russian when it comes to what? The spy networks. When Russian spies will go America, why? Many a times, ye chuom, ewo kwai pisuni ni homo moyeye. Homote ana mudamu na mokasa. Mochije kru funta mo maya impenifua bebre madwin ya adwuma. Mo ye mo nioma te se mo nim nyansa ninti. Instead se mo be hihye nioma to ho. Na obi raw man mu a system na tumi capture na ni etumi hu ade obe mon ko bisa Ghanaians mon ko bisa mon penifo no e de ben me bisa mo niam makomako enai mon ko bisa say ni no mo record ho a mon ko bisa mo profiling ben na mo ye no profiling ben and a sa Russian way ye no and the Russian what ya to wire mu a okwe wo kware ode mo ma na afa so the next one e be ba no and e be chinse Ghana mpelifo mudi esisia sam dodo na dawson. What is the meaning of this? And what I say? I mean, I don't understand. Or me biara as I see it to me immigration edwuma as I say to me ya nyoma bia at the slap of a finger we should be able to trace he fana kwai oshe. As I see it to me, who you may be in the 21st century of technology and how to, you can say, navigate to pick people. Matra wa mapapa watu wire moko. We dwani oko. Oh, Debbie. Ghana being for there. Just say, Omaya, just say, services to God and country are to one change one. Ghana being for Muni Bisao. There be Muni Bisao. There Muni one, say, Yadimia be minister. Before, at the end of the 10-1, as a minister making sure, say, Sika Masse ego account bim. Our properties be say cham. Or enyapade bi say just say wodwene ho a na ene mabo Venezia fifi kwete abaso e kwan asesi amode NDC party no mode fa so abonse mama omototo ni na part of the reset na ebi no kire say entimi make sense say we minister we municipal chief executive and whatever officer you are na hwewu enipa baako fa ne say oye minister or science also a member of parliament ne nine baako senior man minu so meanwhile party adwuma da ho or person or science also into our ha or aban ni mu or science or party no but then NDC people say no this time baby no we have to separate the party from the government into what government in my team when himself person obedi post we are resign na bra we almost omun TB da and omun to no mo yedede. I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? Just say they are so the people of this color people where they are so greedy. Onukwo or your minister shall jesa onya from the ministerial portfolio or since a member of parliament to onukwo person capture bibia afi your science so say sem. Those that NDC want to demystify this very anomalies we no mu shape party here because you see some of us we are nationalists though and we must speak against some of these things and no it is time the government must separate the wheat from the chaff. Opesa otena banuma trim so opesa oba party resign na bra no obi nkofa sa post no MPP ni NDC At least, and then me bo NDC impini for na baso we met me pavy way no, and that is a sign of remarkable leadership of John Mahama, and a sign say impini for are exhibiting the qualities of what being a nationalism. This is nationalism. And nothing for you said do and fum way no move fum way no idea say ade. Oh, responsibilities ni go. Instead so me o medwana o so mo nyeda. Na in some basa in the AC, and then the ordinary Ghanaian find wanting. Russian is so oko. A medie pao. Nyebeteo. Medie. Wa wosa Ghana from manu na so from mpeni mofra just say all sorts of it. I feel the Ghana mpeni foni ni abre na ye den. Munye hute. Oko Russian embassy no more no more keke. Folks, make a short break, me ba. Your prophets, the fake, the liars, the crooks, the rascals, and the ragamuffins will be up next. Amedu Ubabi room. Now what should be about these fake prophets for Nene Ongwekon? This is the front line, of course, your GPS with Kweku Anan. I'll be back in a great guys. Of course, I welcome you to Ghana Speaks Extension. Of course, Ghana Speaks Extension. Welcome back to Ghana Speaks Extension. In this edition, we shine a piercing spotlight on self-style acclaimed fake prophets who influence our political space. Their continued influence in the body politics of the country has raised serious concerns. Tonight, we aim to break the cycle of fake ministries and expose their disruptive role in national affairs. This is the Frontline special edition coming as we probe, as we do the build-up in the very biggest expose coming. Folks, gauge the space. This is the Frontline special edition.
But beneath them lies darkness, evil, and wickedness.
In Sri Lanka, they say, sorry.
But now they've reached the breaking point, as a web or the front line has captured them in an expose that will shake the foundation of Christianity in Ghana. Expect more in the coming days, weeks, and months on the Frontline Show with Kwikwanan. Behind the false holy crown lies darkness. This is Code Red Season 2 on the Frontline, coming soon.
Great. And I'm quite so baggy. Folks, gauge the space. And Joe, maybe next 2 days, maybe 1 week, maybe 1 month is coming. Now, tonight we are going to do something. First, let's hear from Bishop Noy Mensah and explore his views and perspective on prophetic ministry. Pape me panasempa. Na me pese utie in Sembia odia tudwa. Efa prophetic ministry no, and what is he telling you and I to know? Now, if we know anamo bempo and yankasan sukra yetu, take a listen to Bishop Noy. Listen carefully.
Now listen to me. I'm going to make this statement very bold, a bold one. God is not in the business of predicting who wins a presidential elections in any country. Let me say that again. And if you are hearing me, watch me and listen to me, and those of you who says you are the prophets. God is not in the business of predicting who is the president of Ghana or a president of a nation. God is not in the business of doing that. It is not God who goes to the polling station and votes. If we go and vote for a person and then he takes over and then we are under slavery, it's our results, it's our problem. It has nothing to do with God. We went to vote for it and we get what we want. So God is not in the business of predicting who wins an election. So when the prophet comes to you, he knows who is going to win, and then he's telling you President A or Party A or Party B. Forget about this. I said forget about. How can the same God predict Party A is going to win, and then the same God also predict Party B is going to win, and two different prophets are predicting. One says Party A would win, another is saying Party B will win. So where is the God? Is that the same God? Let this know. Some of them are just doing that for popularity's sake. You hear a so-called prophet say that, and Nasim Messi be president. Who born dog? I mean, how can it depend upon you? It is God who makes a leader, and it is God who brings down a leader. So God is not in the business of prophesying who becomes your next president. To decide who becomes your president, listen to what President Kufuor said. If you are clapping, clap now. I think you are looking at me with a shock. The Bible you should read is what President Kufuor told you. Look at your water bodies. Look at your forest. Look at your cocoa. Look at your gold. Look at the debt we are going to pay in the next 20 years. And then let that guide you in voting. So look at the gospel according to John Kufuor chapter 4 verse 5. Shawasitremu natu abapa. Am I preaching?
What's a nsema ya papa di ato from no? Now what's he saying? Eya was saying. Now, Yenja Dibuha. Earlier, Prophet El Bernard had announced that he was going to step back from preaching and prophesying and remain away from his pulpit for a while. Yet ye baby you ye nimhwe wo na wo be hye wonkom ene wedi atro El Bernard, Prophet El Bernard, wherever you are, because say me say name no wasem. Yet ye baby me kwaku me mitim baby me de me medwuma nie medwuma ne chese se me ka wasem. Yet ye baby na wo ba na wo be ka kire se wo hye enkom tro na eye atro eye nada enti we wi a enim guase no sunti wo kwa kope baabi ebutu na kokko butu baabi ena obeka kire waso ne se enya de a oba be prophecy bi enani chene na sefo yanka nhye wano. Ghanaians, we didn't speak, we did not tell you to come and tell Ghanaians this. It was within El Bernard's own fundamental right. Nobody obia amfa bent one shene to enhu on one oba bontin obeka say anameboa yenhwe ne mi se di nti na mo yes adewe. Listen to this. Listen to it carefully.
So this morning, I'm not going to preach the word of God to you. And for several weeks, I will not be preaching, even though I'll be in service. I've taught you over the years that no matter whatever happens to you, there are two important things you don't have to lose. Number one, never lose God. You believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. You believe in what he can do. And number two, never lose yourself. Because if you lose yourself, there will not be you. My name is Bernard El Bernard Nelson Nishan.
Yet ye baby no beka kan san sem hu we nya kire. You see mo na de bia make na krono oman no na mo fa no nom na mo ye dia mo pe. Yet ye baby o and obeka kan this nonsense silly talk Obi and can't just be. By the way, you will not say this and win public sympathy. No, in the scheme of things, in my quick interpretation, no. Wait and yet the public sympathy. The answer to that of what you did is to tell you, name you, and shame you that you are despicable failure in the scheme of your prophecies. And that's what I've said in time and number, that it is high time the institutions of this nation must be up in arms with some of you, this prophet, and rake all of you out of our body politics because you are causing troubles. No, Ghanaians, the rate at which our system say you mo fedia mama samwa. But when the other hard you say the ye kanina so ye kaka a matter of a break na some na beto say eneda hono. Eneda hono. Simon. Sa Nigeria for nsemo ane ye ken. Bisa say Ghanaians mo pedi fonu to anamo ban. And that's some Igbo for no. There is something in circulation. Say, you see Ghana police for exonerating or say, there's a kind of nonsense, damn, and you've been in Amyuma. May my catch and confess a moment for Mahamudu because I hate stupidity. Some of the things that happens here. Listen, if you know and know much that some of us we know, you scream and make noise that I'm doing. I'm telling you. So when penny for it no meaning what is right oh. They know say on mine when to meet now why and penny for the can't say why no bet me to ni yemu sono akofo obi dia beshem. Does that make sense to you? Ghanaians? Does that make sense to you? So who to yemu sono akofo obi dia beshem? Where in the civilized world can this be done? Yet the men and women, you know, we've trusted this country's sovereignty into no. So no, it will be said Ghana immigration a juma bain on muye I was a Russian guy wabetna Ghana na oninam all over on it Miki Bisawu how many Nigerians and other foreigners still parading the corridors of power. Moving say agro way foreigners and namomemu basa obi ntimi nko masem. Na chese they hard when crying say one more with your mighty say the same color and the chese woma fagana no mo ye de omope particularly Nigerian nationals ye de omope na umpeni for no crying they don't even care. Na obi wi an obi jina me so kwaku asam na say come man you think so? You think so? You think I've not spoken enough? Really? When you have such irresponsible men in the apex of leadership, irresponsible men in the political ladder, irresponsible men at the technocrat, irresponsible men who apparently draw salaries, they draw salary, they draw allowances, they sleep in their comfort zones, they sleep in good homes. They are being chauffeured and in Yoma Bibriu. They are driving in what? Over saying 100,000 SUVs and Land Cruisers being bought by the state. You told Land Cruiser money. If it's out, make the government building. Do I receive allowance from government? Do I look like somebody who draw salary from government? Do I look like somebody who draw fuel from government? Come on, Ghanaians, get serious. Ghanaians, get serious. And sometimes you need to be angry in order to put it right. What's it? Ghanaians, you need to be sometimes very, very angry in order to put it right. Because your leadership are fooling and being stupid. Sometimes we need to tell them right on their faces that your leadership sometimes are being stupid and being foolish. And you have to tell them, after all, who the hell are they? Those your leaders, who the hell are they? If they are out of power, listen to me. As if see who be that. Mu say Nana Santibedi to nenam ho. Mwasam kwa. Nana Santibedi to nenam ho. And then Nana Santibedi to nensa way and then left way. Or the ehwe nye essence no sabi imprediasan. Aya di jinjai. He wish the narrative is not like this. How dare you people speak rubbish? The likes of Nana Santibedieto, woman in Ghana Kroma, Bisan say, a demon and Nana Santibedieto, or yeah, Ghana for your beer no kasa, MPP for Mutie. And then, all Bawumia, what all Ghana for chow, not even in there, Nanubi, no all Ghana for chow. No, Mr. Say, Ghana for Kasano, Omutie di Jumana. Did they listen to us? Were they trying to listen in order to reconcile with the differences of what we were seeing and what they were not seeing? And what did they listen to? And what did they say? Yeah, kasano your mufa and ye nuni. Now so whom ya maso whom any idea a show and namuti hanum. You're another useless animal like Kenofuriata. On the Macaso national security force should get ready. Any day that man drops on the soil of this country, someone Kenya airport on Unifi. May catch them. I know there's something they making. Me say Ken Oforiata, your former finance minister, me say national security for someone share the bambo. Emma Sapa pay. One day mudi ni bedura asase we so ebi anu we nu ni fie onumpo we nya no ho te baby in his comfort zone, having luxury. He's having his own time and having his own merriment. And ordinary Ghanaian be a dancer whom who is here or the anchor force is here or that baby. But here the quantum of Ghana's money will move wasting kwa I bet him there any manema. Why? It's all against the backdrop of irresponsible leadership, irresponsible people that we got them into the apex of leadership. So and the Ghanaian who was supposed to be more angry in order to put it right was there. Of course, the idiosyncrasy of the Ghanaian, which is all about say, oh, I had to say Ghana nika sanuno. Oh, I had to say and as then we are no metamorphosed into another narrative, and that narrative is what? Oh, God, Nyankopon or Demayo, on one or Jew, oh, Nyami oho, Nyaminti, Nyame beye, Nyame no ye, and I say, oh, Fred Ghana in no China Panobi says, hey, can I want to say, oh, Nyami Adam. Fred Ghana maybe or China Panabisan. Hey, why I want to say, oh, Nyami Adam inti. I don't want to say Nyami Adam. Nyame adom no Ghana for betimi aka no for more than number Nyankopon tia na ne yama hwene say hey nti me madom enti na moditi hei na mudin kwase asem za na monwen za. Come on, what kind of human beings are this? Common sense I say ye duma ema mude bom am ho bra enye se mo chechire Ghana no ama French for abetrimu enye se mo chechire man no ema Togolese, Ivorians, anyone abetrimu mo amoman mo. And yet your irresponsible leaders seem incapable of reversing the trend, and you tell me Kwekwanas I should shut up. How shut up? Na ya na etoa no about say Kweku mu investigate we me enhwa de wo sinu ni na me investigate. What's it? It is so annoying when you see some of these things being paraded at the corridors, and when some people have been entrusted with power, yewe me to me na na mdete ha. Omu jisika no omu yese no mama kwan omu ria no masia makwan, all manners of unscrupulous, useless idiots, some kind of rogues called pastors and prophets, no musu parade all the corridors. Sa branti me bo ni te picture onu wie no nkana ni ntumo onu wabeka chene nsori ma se onu onkasa biom na nche de nim guase ato wo El Bernardi a woni owura Canada Japan woni ne ko share your fence slaughterhouse. This guy should shut up. He will not. He still want to open his goddamn stinking ass mouth talking. Will not give us a break. Why? Because obi kasenti onu momenya e brimpo kase se nipa no neni nso ade. Hey, which side of the flip is this El Bernard guy speaking from? Efa o kase free here. Ghanaians, listen to him. Now Emra, take a listen.
P around the botumako say meti bioma meba aba beshe. Next Sunday I'm not oyami do them preach. First oyami them order me preach. Why you rough within this week maybe be preach biom. Me preach boa some on microphone be. My Facebook live my into one can show on them. Miss your pa. So if they are men and they are women, they should elevate this conversation above insult. Na menche on azibi. Na membu bozini nchira one. Enkofa wam webe bon. Ne bon de say mameka onya no kwara. Abezi no boss man kofu webe bon. Maka chire me frack we show me na okay can send me there. I oscillate between who give the higher pay whatever no. I say on identity no pray obey MPB a. Say identity on your identity when you on sanzi. When you on sanzi. Na kwat na wa na comment about what do you call it, me book. If I can't talk about you. When you know sanzi. It's not your fault. If all of us have gone into politics, I'm not sure that you have that to come and say whatever that you want. When you know sanzi. And to continue. My friend, me catch and me boss you there. Me pesca. Nanka damsi kenyina. One ma offer on me kwa trazakuna. Okay, chair me there. And commona years no. Dr. Bawumia is aware. New wife is aware no. Me boss in each nanka meko manko ngo jiska miniska o ame miniska e come dem papa. But you see, I will never take money and lie in anyone's name. Ezeba meji since I kwekere ezeba obo shoko. Say hallelujah. Say praise the Lord. Say Lord take all the glory. Say amen.
General Bibi Nano Kasa is speaking rubbish. Now, on there, say we Rwanda said their Paul Kagame was shutting about 6,000 churches. About the year this week. We now Nanjovis on Obenya Quine Punasha is uncommon. Debut Obenya Quine is uncommon. But I don't blame them all. Me, moment, me who where. Dr. Bawumia as a Muslimi, I'm not quite sure them. Na enkom no omoshishe no neni je ho neni nje, but not that I saw or I heard say on the prophet bi gina baby yeden or the yeden. Not that I and most of the followers kwa me who say wo mo kra saw prophet bi say anase say no. Unlike what Kennedy Japan did. No. With Canada Japan, within Canada Japan own household, no more there a big crowd to something and a non-profit for any before. Now, me make us as me so on 1 year Christy, any a brand TB a friend guy G, no more track when I will subempa. If ye one more year down. Now, Usubempa so on one hand, on also the nam touchline so. Mote, Munim come Usubempa share. FR MP before you know. So Munim is uncommon. Rabbe watch them. And come on so Usubempa obeshe o nekure abo me say dada for and pro na brebeni omuntimi nka nekure mfa nkyerɛw de bia o madana omo weather forecasters onyankopon nka kai bi onka kai wo amam 1 or 2 message bi ne nhwe de be. Good evening, Kweku. The 24-hour economy is a scam, and it was just a polished political, frivolous talk by both parties. I ask you, since you are a journalist, clearly state what the Mahamudu's 24-hour is all about. Also, let us know what has Mahamudu done since he took over the presidency of the nation and his 24-hour policy. I don't want to call you a stomach journalist, but you want to say, let me read what you said. Well, but do deal, and I'm sure you want to say due diligence, right? To every detail surrounding the country at the moment. Also, I hope you have heard about the terrorist attack. The terrorist attack. It's not tourist. You are writing tourist. It's terrorist. Terrorist attack. Okay? Check your writings. Our mothers who went to Burkina Faso for tomatoes trade. Anyway, I don't like all these political parties. All the best. Bro. Kofi Sam. More kofa tomatoes. Ewa hiya. Burkina. Di na moko Burkina. Yeah, I remember when I was a young boy in Upper East growing. Tomatoes are free. Ne oma be pake ewo burger for several days and so no to car ne dia baha. It's near the very first time year call lefty tomatoes a free a you bog friends saying Burkina no a idea yeah. Hello Kwekwanan. Ghana needs a breath of fresh air. It is time for a change, not more of the same old politics that held us back for 33 years. Ghanaians, let's rise up and demand accountability from our leaders. Very good one there. We deserve better. Let's support a third force to lead us forward and build a brighter future for ourselves and our country. Enough is enough. Echo Thomas watching from Tema. Committee for my air call. Great one. Well, I'm watching you live. Fantastic submission. Bawumia is Kwadwo, a Monday born. I see. Oh, okay. That's good. You know, so Kwadwo. Enti no omre say. Bawumia yemre dodo. Minimum oyemre. Bawumia yemre. Ne kase mu kra yemre dodo. Na ese otumi yete se kwaku. Anamo ne menya adwene. Ese no ne oye kwaku. We shall say respectfully, I think the legislature ought to be told in phase not just to respect the taxpayer, but also a bit compassionate to the numerous Ghanaians wallowing in poverty, like what's that, Uchins or something. How many MPs attend Parliament daily, and how many vacant seats do we see during parliamentary proceedings which warrants reconstruction or expansion of the existing chamber of the in Parliament or so of the vulnerable? They should focus of the Cocoa saga, LGBTQ plus crisis, up north, utilities, etc., and all of that. Onosunedia or they buy no Mamenche Winsu. Winsu email tin bia e free him fan. Obia San just momo me and I will send it for you. Please share this information across. Thanks. This is my momo number. Nti me send no momo na fa de na ebre me. I didn't know person yes sir. Sometimes you people must send this internet my WhatsApp we need to know. Nneema mo send ba WhatsApp one bebre anami hu ade amemfanye. Please drop your message and stop all of these strange links. Links no the bar M1 if you want to, you see, that's why I'm picking the messages and I'm reading. Maybe I may call. Good evening. It is not only Nigerian, Liberian ladies are in Ghana and they don't respect anyone. They speak to anyone anyhow, begging anyhow. People from Niger has been in Ghana begging on our street. Nana Kwame and Odewe Ebae, and is one of those. Mebwana. Michael from Ashalaja. Hi, Kweku, fellow Ghanaians. Osi DMB has been marketed for the past 16 years. His record and ideas, independence or otherwise, are already well known to Ghanaians. Yet he was decisively rejected in 2024. Hey, Adam, also what new quote magic unquote can DM realistically perform from opposition between now and 2028? The substance remains the same, and so does its value. Bro, Michael, point here, I know what you know. I'm sure that the Bawumia supporters will not agree with you. Okay, well, so good evening, Kweku. I'm also your good friend. I was very sad when you were not coming for live program because I do enjoy your program so much. Now I'm live. I said, this Russian man will not go free before the Lord. God will surely punish him. Ghana for Mununo, Bia, and a God, and then Yame, Onia, Yankupon dear, Wabomo, Namwana Muni being you. Ah, one Muni being ye. Oh, Charlie. Anyway, Mammy Fins here. Guys, BDC, I say, now, Yako. Hey, I have swap build up. Let me see this one. We are saying, cry for me, man, Ghana. if we would have such leaders to lead Ghana at this 21st century, where people need jobs to do to survive, and also. We so say underage children too. Really, was it? He's a friend to John Mahama and Asidin Kita. Who? Minim Nipakro, please. We so say very bad. I heard Ibo Chikudi is going to celebrate his Diaben Yam festival in Ghana. So you know, Bedie to Scotch and Siga Lekusu and in SMP. We all say we are in the end time. Better we give our life to Jesus, because worse things will be happening. I see. There's a temuda na air banyazana. A temuda de sa no shio. Na just ache. A temuda na che. Anyway, Ghanaians, this has been, of course, the fresh program, the Frontline GPS, Monday, 16th February 2026. Channel to say the Frontline major expose always agro. Akwebizo kwekwana onifi odeba. Me phobia say rapture. Asa me kawante. Me say one more expose in the form a be alpha plane abet Ghana. They are just waiting for the expose. We want to come and talk. Yes, some of the victims we make a plane ticket abet na. A be African Americans, or they are not even Ghanaians, who are bringing some men of God out that we should expose them. Omababa extorting money from them by telling them, say, God is saying, say, for only end up say, ni na ankusifri, ombe extorting sika from all these men of God. Yeah, and yet better me pacho government officials be some of you are brothers. You are brothers. I beg you, allow this space. Mama space in why? Not frontline to me that expose. The pressure is just too much. Pressure na no thing. Mama kwani intimi yenye yedwuma. Ye ntan obia na emom eyedwuma yenso yedwuma mu anie. Aha na yetra na yedidie. Kakra metumi agye ne menye biedie. Musima menye edwuma ma menka me yenye expose aheya na yetena na yesu yedidie yenye de be mpo na obi de nam ene yenya kwogige asofu sika na finance up to no moment we am for asofu bi amada me wa expose so ya part 1 e wi akaye part 2 ese my kwan me ye sabre pressure left right and center omuwi a no ma send kwakwa na be gina on ya bom ya semblam ke me ye tom me ye se me kwa meanwhile, me know be abonio. Me duma na me pese me yes you know yema okwan. Folks, let's stop this, okay? This has been, of course, Monday Frontline edition. Nyame adma Wednesday will come your way same time. Now, program way at the YouTube channel. So said 2 links operating respectively. My CTVGH and the Frontline Ghana. Nina ko YouTube or kwa ultimate type my CTVGH link in the today's show. And I said my CTVGH and I said the Frontline Ghana both will come. Now wait me at Ashe. Moi munya program we mo television so no oko YouTube wa wait me into munya mesraw pass forward the program to a brother a sister. No be who said the show no is here a koe man yoma editor na kwemo. Why? Nina no services to God and country, and as far as the country is concerned, some Ghana in your own way. Na me some Ghana in my own way. Together like the pyramid. Ni emfame Cicero. Nagana enye Krabesh. Of course, great guys ebo michidom. Credible, the great guy up there, a called Bestmark online editor Kings, without his surname, is also up there. Great guys nebo michidom. Editors at large, Kofi Ansa, and then Eno Kofi Ejiri, director of research. Omini abo Mahamudu show nebro. I'll come your way same time. Wednesday, 8:05 p.m. Sharp. The Frontline will be airborne on Wednesday. What is coming? Gauge the space. Bye for now.